Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Ultraranger, the show about Ultraman's past, present, and future. I am your host, Ultragar.
I'm your co-host Ultra Lane. Hello.
Yes, and we're here once again with another 4 episodes of of Ultra
Ultra.
series shows.
Yep, we're talking about Ultraseven and more Dyna, and I gotta say, Dyna is still fucking killing it.
Yeah.
My God.
So we have episodes 31 and 32 of both Ultraseven and Ultraman Dyna. Man, I can't believe we're already in the 30s.
Yeah. Feels like yesterday we just started Dyna. We were like, oh, look at this guy. He's joined Supercuts. And went on Mars, and oh, we found Dyna.
Dyna!
Dyna!
Alright, let's just get straight into it.
Let's do it. So, episode 31, The Flower Where the Devil Dwells.
AKA the better episode of Ultra 7 that we watched for this episode.
Yeah, or as I like to call it, the Incredible Shrinking Ultra.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Because now we've learned that not only can Ultra 7 be normal human size, or even big, he can shrink to microscopic size too, and like go into a human body if he wants to. Which he did, because there's this cute woman named Kaori, and she was sniffing some flowers before going to college, and she and her friends are like, "Come on, let's go!" And she finds like this little weird silver flower petal thingy, and she kisses it, and then she's like, "Ah!" Collapses over.
Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Um, so they send her to the Ultra Guard to get medical attention, and they need to do like a blood transfusion on her because she's losing blood really badly. And thankfully, Amagi saves the day because he has a very rare blood type.
What blood type's that? Super Mega Ultra Powerful Zero?
Negative.
Negative?
Yeah.
I don't know how blood types work. I don't even know what my blood type is.
I think mine's like B negative. Mine's not rare. I think mine's a really common thing.
When I went to the doctor last month to go get my wisdom teeth removed, they had to they had to take a sample of my blood to make sure that I'm okay. And I made the snarky joke of like, huh, last time it was green. So like that got a chuckle out of them.
But yeah, so we find out that there's this space bacteria that infected her, and
Named
basically
Dolly,
like, controls her.
or it's like it's sucking her dry.
Yeah, but it takes over her body, and then it like infects Amagi, and like Amagi for some reason gets really attached to this woman, and like really wants to help her. And he like feels really bad that like she's dying.
Yeah, this is where I considered it a pro and a con, where it's like, imagine if it wasn't Kaori, it was Anne that got infected.
Yeah.
So that means more would have been at stake.
Yeah, it should have been like Dan and Anne out on a date or something like that, and then like she like goes to see the flowers, and she's like, "Oh, they're so pretty." And Dan's just standing there being like, "Oh man, like Anne's so pretty. Look at those flowers." And then you just see her
Collapse.
and just collapse. And Dan's like, "Anne, Tasha."
But then I really thought about it, in which they already sort of did that with episode 22, The Human Farm, which
Yeah.
by that time was only released 2 months prior.
Yep.
So I guess they didn't want to make it so that it was the exact same like situation.
Yeah. And then like Amagi gets infected with the bacteria as well, and then there's like a scene where they like go to an amusement park together or something, and they're just kind of like connected. But
I was expecting that kid from episode 3 of Ultraman Great to show up. Because I was just like, oh no, not again.
not again. Um, And so yeah, so like Amagi gets infected as well, and then just like like you see like all the doctors in the end and everything, like, okay, well, we've done everything we can for her right now, like we'll just like leave her and stuff. And so they all leave, and then Dan's just like just standing there above her body, just being like, I mean, I could shrink down and do this. It's very risky, but that's not impossible. It's very dangerous though. Fuck it, I'll do it. So you just see him shrink and like fly up her nose.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, and like he flies up her nose, and then I gotta say, for 1968, what they did with like him being inside a human body, it wasn't bad. It was decently convincing. Like he had like these cool tubes that look like the blood vessels of the body and stuff. And
you know what it sort of reminded me of?
Hmm.
It reminded me of the episode of Ryu Soldier with Ryu Pink getting infected with the Minosaur.
Oh god, fucking E2 was like, imagine they just stabbed her. Fucking die. That was so funny. But yeah. So like it was pretty convincing, like for 1968, of them like showing inside a human body. And so like, you know, he's like and I'm trying to like figure out like where he is in the body at some certain points. I'm like, oh, where's he now? Like, oh, you can kind of hear the heart, so like maybe he's near the heart.
Man, this is the worst Osmosis Jones crossover ever.
Oh man, I love Osmosis Jones and the cartoon Ozzy and Drex. That was good.
You know, Phil Lamar voiced Jones in that show, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because it was Chris Rock and Niles from Frasier.
Oh my goodness, it was.
Yeah, that was him.
Man, I want to rewatch that movie now.
Right? And you got Bill Murray in it too.
Oh, that too. William Shatner.
Oh yeah, he was the mayor. That's right.
Yeah.
And then Lawrence Fishburne was the fucking villain. I'm contagious.
Lawrence Fishburne.
That was the villain. Yeah, that was the virus. But yeah. So we see the space bacteria Dolly, and it's just this like bug thing, like this pink bug.
I am Scorpius. Fear me.
Rawr. And so yeah, so like you just have like a struggle where like fucking Ultraseven almost dies trying to kill it, and then he kills it.
But Ultraseven kills it with bubbles.
Yeah.
He puts his hands together and sprays out bubbles.
Yeah, but then the doctor also like injects like a vaccine or something like that to kind of help, like an antibiotic. So I think that's what kind of like powers him up more to defeat it.
Like that's what I was thinking. That's like it gave Ultraseven a power boost.
Yeah, and then she's fine, and
but no,
she goes back to sniffing flowers.
But the funniest thing is that like, you know, her friends come in with like a bouquet of roses, and she looks in it. Ultraseven lifts his head like, hello.
Oh yeah, he's in the roses.
Yeah.
And she doesn't remember a fucking thing that happened. She's like, I just remember I was sniffing flowers and then I collapsed.
Goes walking around with Ann, and Dan shows up. It's like, do I know you? Yeah, I was inside you. Dan! Not that way.
So yeah, so this is a cool episode. I like the concept of like him like shrinking down into like a human body.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll never see something like that ever again in Ultra series. But wait, did they do that in like Taiga or Droop or something?
Go inside the human body?
Or like go inside like someone's body. I think Zed did that.
No.
No, okay.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
I would have remembered it if they did.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that I remember is Tiga fighting the Ray Beaks, because the Ray Beak shrunk people down.
Oh, that's right.
They'll be more collectible than Pokemon.
Oh God. So then we have episode 32, The Strolling Planet, which it was just a floating island that was a time bomb, and it was heading towards the Ultra Guard base and was going to blow it up.
This episode was pretty much forgetful.
Yeah. Like, I was just watching it, like, we had, like, a dinosaur thing, and, like, they kept saying that their excuse was, like, there was this huge ultramagnetic field that would cause, like, their ship to crash, and their communications couldn't work, and some reason Dan couldn't transform into Ultra 7 because of these big electromagnetic waves.
That
like
made no sense.
no sense.
And I'm just like he's like the electromagnetic waves. I'm like, how?
How?
Now
And then,
keep in mind, this episode is written by 2 writers.
Oh.
So I have a feel, and one of them was Sozo Uhara.
Mm.
So I have a feeling he's the one that came up with the time bomb and the dinosaur floating island thing. And Masahiro Yamada probably came up with the whole friggin' electromagnetic wave thing.
Yeah. So stupid.
But I was bored by this episode.
Right?
I was expecting something cool by something titled The Strolling Planet. It wasn't even a planet. It was like an
floating island from Beast Wars.
That's more interesting.
Yeah, because it had like a tower that had a beam that would fucking target you and attack you on the spot.
Also, Tigertron was the main focus of that 2-parter.
It was. He was.
Black Arachnia got a silver paint job.
Oh, that's right, she did.
Which that's probably going to be some sort of exclusive in the future.
Oh, for sure.
Apparently Dan has another capsule monster.
Yes.
Agira.
Yeah, Gira, which was cool. And then, wait, is the monster Kaiju's name Rigger?
Yes.
That's awful. That's not. No, I don't want to say that again.
And you want to know the worst part?
Hmm.
Remember Dinosaur Tank?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess who they had to take to create Rigger?
No.
Yep.
Oh, rip Dinosaur Tank.
They destroyed Dinosaur Tank to make this.
Oh, what a waste. I mean, at least we got Ultra 7 chopping his head off. And then they realized, like, oh, it's the head that's guiding the island towards the base. And it's like, what? And so, like, Ultra 7, like, flies it into space to, like, get rid of it.
But that's like...
And then, like, they have this, like, missile system called Killy to, like, which is, like, something a kid would fucking name, like, then I have this weapon system, it's called Killy, and it kills everything, everything it hits.
Sounds like something that would be in Fortnite.
Yeah, the Killy missile.
The Killy missile.
Yeah, so, like, they get the electromagnetic waves back, and then, like, the Ultra Guard's like, okay, like, Captain Kiraba's like, we'll go and rescue, and they're trying to find Dan, and, like, Dan's not there, obviously, because he's fighting his Ultra 7.
And that's not resolved, either.
No! This episode just ended!
Yeah.
It just ends with them, like, escaping, and then I was expecting, like, a kind of like a epilogue to the episode. No!
You know what?
I was like...
This goes up there with the Green Mons episode.
Oh, yeah.
This goes up...
Green Kaiju, too.
There's a Green Kaiju as well. Where
Green Kaiju suck.
Where it didn't make sense.
No, it didn't.
Well, like, you can't say all Green Kaiju suck. I mean, hell, Godzilla is canonically a shade of green.
No, Green Kaijus and Ultraman suck. But yeah, no, this sucked. But Dyna, on the other hand, oh boy. So, episode 31, Deathmatch Dyna versus Dyna. My God.
Deathmatch Dyna Dyna.
So, you remember in Tiga when there was like an evil Tiga and it was like by this really asshole guy? Well, they kind of did the same thing almost.
To be fair, the evil Tiga 2-parter was actually very clever story-wise.
It was very well written.
In fact, it's probably my favorite story in Tiga. Outside the first episode, of course. But this may take the cake though for my favorite episode of Dyna.
Wow.
I know I said like in the last episode, like those 2 episodes were my favorite episodes of Dyna. And then, writer Takehiko Masuda and Masaki Harada were like, hold our smokes. Let's create the best episode of Dyna ever.
There you go.
So much so in the final episode of Hero Odyssey in April, it's actually a recap of this episode. So, these pillars come down from Earth, or come down from space.
They look like thorns.
Yeah, they look like swords. That's pretty cool. And they're like, oh, what's this for? I don't know. Oh, by the way, here's a Hanajiro shot.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of Hanajiro in these 2 episodes.
In which I love that was like, just look how cute he is. He's sipping from a straw while also getting pets. It's like, that makes him best kaiju.
But yeah, so then we get the return of Agar. Yeah, even Hanachiro's like, Agar.
Which is funny because they both showed up in the same episode.
Yep.
Yeah, episode 11. Which, did you notice that Mai cut her hair?
Not in this episode. In 32, I did.
Yeah, this episode marked her short haircut.
Oh, okay. Because 32, I noticed it because that was more focused on her.
Yeah.
So.
But speaking of female characters, this episode focuses on a character named Natsumi Konoko, I believe her name is.
Oh, yeah, the photographer.
Yeah, the photographer girl.
Oh, I forget. I was a bit annoyed at her at the beginning because, like, she's like taking pictures of freaking Asuka as, like, blackmail.
Look at him sleeping. Look at him eat the sandwich.
Oh well, like you're lazing off on your patrol, and it's like, or maybe he's having a break.
Maybe it's his lunch break.
Fuck off. So then, like he's trying to like stop her from taking pictures and stuff, and then she does like the thing where like he like grabs her, and then she's like, help! And then she like tries it again later, but then he's like, no, fuck you.
Okay, the first time that's a bit funny. Because Asuka is assigned by Hibiki to work with the police to make sure that no one gets around the kaiju.
Yeah.
So when she sneaks in, when he grabs her, again, she starts shouting that, like, pervert, get off me, this is harassment. I just love how everyone that's at, like, the barrier just turns their head over in dead silence. I'm just like, what?
Oh, he's not a pervert. I was just looking for a Turbo Man doll.
So, like, what does Asuka do with her? Toss her in a freaking abandoned building.
Yeah, and then, like, he's like, okay, stay there, okay. Opens the door, starts snapping more pictures. He turns around, nope, fucking stay inside.
But, like,
she doesn't.
But, like, he had his ray flasher about to transform, just... What did I say?
No, yeah, and then he, like, looks over and he sees, like, this gentleman clad in, like, a black outfit. He's like, huh? And then you see, like, him transform into Dyna, and it's like, what?
It's supposed to be a reference to Ultraman Jack's host. Because since...
because he doesn't have a transformation.
Yeah,
he just puts his hand out and he becomes Ultraman. So stupid.
But yes, we have the imposter Ultraman Dyna.
Which we do get 2 versions of him. We get a more like Dyna, like normal Dyna looking version, but then we have this kind of like blue evil version of him.
It was apparently meant to be a modified Miracle type suit.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of caught on that. But yeah, no, he looks cool, and you can see the subtle differences between them.
Not even like the subtle differences in the Flash suit. Like his face was darker. He looked more like dull gray, and he had pointed shoes.
He did have pointed shoes. I noticed that because like throughout this episode when he was fighting Dyna, he kept fucking kicking him and kicking him and kicking him and kicking him.
Kidney punch.
Well, at one point he kicked him into the sky and then would keep kicking him and kicking him. He did a lot of kicks.
And again, the whole like we were talking about Evil Tiga. He reminded me of Evil Tiga a bit with the hand pose that he was doing. Like, yay.
Yeah, he did a lot of showboating. because like he'd like defeat the kaiju, and then he's like, yeah, that's right, come on, cheer me on, and like you see like the chicks, she's like, the photographer's like, it's like, he seems different. That's not Dyna. And even Rio, you can see on Rio's face, she's kind of like, that's not Dyna.
But I like how he has like flying saucers that like record the fight and they televise it to like different people.
Yeah, like this guy was playing a video game in his fucking room, and then like cuts to the fight. He's like, what the fuck's going on?
And apparently, okay, do you remember that kaiju that was sealed away in the mirror thing?
Yeah.
Apparently, that was in the background. Like it was sort of meant to be like a foreshadow to like his return.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this guy, he's like called a Gregorian, and he's like a space martial artist.
He comes from planet M16 of the Hercules constellation.
Yeah, and so
Hercules constellation.
So basically, this whole deal is he goes from planet to planet looking for wanting to fight their each planet's best warrior. So he heard about Dyna on Earth, and he was just like, "Well, I want to fight him." And so he's like, "Well, the reason he's like, why'd you impersonate me?" And he's like, "Oh, because I didn't want the Earthlings like getting involved in our fight. So like, if I showed my true form, like your Super Guts would attack me immediately because they'd immediately think it's an invasion."
So wait, you're not here to invade? No, I just want to fight you.
Yeah, I just want to kick your ass.
Like, to the death? No, just, I want a fight. Okay.
Well, no, you did say to the death.
Oh, did he say to the death?
He did say to the death.
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
Either you're gonna die or I'm gonna die. So yeah, so he's like, oh, when the sun goes behind this pillar, like that'll be our time to fight. So Asuka basically just agrees because it's like, okay, and like the photographer chick kind of like tells him like, oh, Johnny, he's always so calm and he puts in everything he has, like when he fights. Like this other one was just kind of like showboating, and Asuka's like, that's right, I do just put everything I have. If I just believe in myself, I can do it. Thanks. And she's like, huh?
And I like how like when they both transform, the Gregorian, he doesn't have an actual name, but he turns into like a false. Is it Miracle type?
Yeah, it's Miracle. Miracle's the blue one.
Because I like the dark, like the black colors on the Miracle form.
He's got the gold accents and the pointy shoes, and yeah, no, it was a really nice design.
I want a new vinyl figure of that.
So I like that they fought both as Dyna, and the only thing is like the guy has the advantage because he has a lot of experience, but he also doesn't have a color timer like Dyna does.
Mm-hmm.
So like Dyna was almost affected, but we find out that the 4 pillars that were placed down were technically like the barriers for like a ring. So they were like had to fight within that confined space. So you know what, I like to think that was kind of nice of them because it was like negating the damage, and like they did mention that they evacuated where those pillars were beforehand. Mm-hmm. So I like that. I like that attention to detail. So that was really cool, and they had a pretty good fight. It was really dope. Like a lot of kicking.
I like when the civilians started to gather around and be like, Dyna.
And she's like, come on, guys, cheer up for Dyna!
Which one? The other one.
Yeah, and then, like, the Gregorian kind of fucks up by, like, trying to attack the people, and then the real Dyna, like, takes the hit, and then he was like, okay, attack that one! And then Dyna defeats him by going strong type, and, just, like, whooping his ass. Punches his mask off.
Yeah, he punches his face that like shatters to reveal his true form, and everyone's still cheering.
And I like they still kind of got that like Ultraman suit.
Oh yeah, it's still the modified suit, but that's his like true form.
And he's got a cape.
In which
cape on.
His little like subtitle name is the Space Pro Wrestler.
You know what he did? Yeah, because sometimes pro wrestlers like they have like the cape and stuff, and like the and it makes sense because like Ultraman's design's kind of based off like a wrestler.
Yeah.
Outfit. So. And
I like it. It's like, well, kill me, and Dyna just stands there and just.
Yeah, both episodes he just does that. Nope. And he's like, huh. so you have you draw your strength from allies, and he's like, yep, and he's like, all right, see you again next time, Dyna.
And he flies off.
Yeah, flies off, doesn't bother anyone, doesn't do anything bad.
And then Dyna,
Takes
does the peace pose.
Sign.
Yeah. I want a gif of that. Just
and she takes a picture, and she's like, wow. And yeah, it just ends. But this is a really good episode. Like, I love when it's just like, it doesn't have to be about like a kaiju attacking or stuff.
It doesn't have to be world ending. It just has to be a very fun and energetic episode.
Exactly. Oh, and the 32 was really energetic.
Now, here's something that's actually really cool. The Gregorian's actor is named Hiroshi Miyazaki.
Mm-hmm.
He has apparently mentioned on several occasions that he loved Ultraman as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this came out in 1998.
Yep.
The following year, he got his dream come true. He's Ultraman Nice.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow.
He plays Ginga Yumaboshi, a.k.a. Ultraman Nice.
Oh, that's so dope. I love that.
For those that don't know who Ultraman Nice is, Ultraman Nice is not a miniseries, but a collection of toy commercials that ran during 1999's Tiga reruns.
Oh my god, that is him!
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is!
Yep, that's him.
Son of a bitch! That's amazing! Wow, good for him. I mean, he already played like a fake Dyna, so he was probably already happy with that, and then they're just like, hey, you want to be nice? And he's like,
yes!
yes!
But yeah, that was over. This is probably going to go down as my favorite episode, Dyna.
Oh, mine's the Demogorg episode.
Because it was a creative plot. The designs were interesting for the Kaiju, for the Gregorian and the new Agar, Hanajiro.
You got Hanajiro. That's always a plus. But yeah, so then we get to episode 32, the singing exploration robot. So, fucking love Mos.
So the TPC created a robot to go on a newly discovered moon of Saturn's called
Solveno.
Yeah, Solveno. And this thing has gotten so popular, it has gained idol status in Japan.
Yeah.
Like there's
like stickers, keychains, like mini toys, plushies,
balloons.
And of course Maya has a fucking huge boner for him.
It's adorable how everyone's gone gaga for a robot.
Well, except for everyone else in the Super Guts team. Because Maya's the only one who's really obsessed. Like, freaking Nakajima's kind of, like, annoyed with it.
Yeah.
But then there's like a part where fucking Mai, and that's when, like, I noticed she had shorter hair, which it looks lovely on her, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And she, like, imagines, like, hanging out with Love Mos, and then she's like, oh, I've been waiting for to have my first kiss with you, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay, Mom, what the fuck? And then, like, she's like, and then, like, she's like, just kidding, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're not fucking kidding, bitch.
But I just love it how, like, everyone's goo gaga over this robot, and Hanajiro's in this episode, who is meant to be the cute mascot.
Yeah, where's all the Hanajiro stuff?
Go watch the Gaia Hyperspace movie. Apparently there's a bunch of freaking Hanajiro merch.
But yeah, so he's like this small little robot. Like he looks like one of the like the Haru from Gundam.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Things with the cute anime faces. So he like hears this like the song coming from this weird freaking like instrument thing. It's kind of like all black and it looks like a rock formation, but it has like horns on it.
It looks like something you would see in Bug's Life.
So we find out, that the surveying station there or something got destroyed, and they don't know how, and so they bring Lovemos back to like kind of analyze it, but they can't like get into its like network
because it shut itself off.
Yeah, and they don't know like the access code to get in.
Or like according to Mai, it's like it went through a panic attack. Per se, like I like that Nakajima and Mai were sort of butting heads in this episode, where it's like it went through a panic attack. Mai, it's a robot. It doesn't
go. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm hungry.
It doesn't understand like that. And
the humans are the same way. Yeah, fuck off, Mai.
Go cut your hair or something.
So after 366 attempts at trying to get in. Mai eventually he's like, I know I can get to you, Lovemos, and then she gets in, and then starts talking to it, and Lovemos is just like, oh, I was the one who destroyed it. What? Why? Because I needed to.
Who wiped out the dinosaurs? Me.
Because I'm evil now, and so Mai's just sitting there like, wouldn't do that. Like Nakajima's like, could you be any more louder? And it's like. He's like, oh, he barely did it. And he's like, what the fuck? And so then it just decides that, like, oh, I'm going to destroy you guys.
So, it takes a bunch of the mechas, as they described them, like all the jets and tanks and such at the TPC's disposal to create itself Satan Lovemos.
Which I did find there is a vinyl of
It looks so goofy.
It looks awful. It's like a painted mess. It looks like someone just took a bunch of Play-Doh.
Oh, wait. Can I see that again?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's an interesting story about a bunch of the Dyna Kaijus. A lot of them did not get vinyl figures. Some of them got teeny tiny, little figurines.
Oh, that's a shame.
And I think that's what that is.
Yeah, it's $50 apparently.
For a tiny little thing.
Yeah. We do get to see the Super Guts team fly Gutswing.
Yes!
Because I saw the yellow, I heard the vroom, and I'm like, that's a Gutswing! I know the sound of a Gutswing anywhere.
Because they're like, well, what are we going to do? We need to fly something that doesn't have internet connection in it. I'm like...
Or use computer access.
Yeah, it has computer access. I'm like, wait, the Gutswing doesn't have computer access?
Yeah, I think they were more manual controlled vehicles, which makes sense. They probably updated their technology. But Nakajima's just like Captain, we don't have computer navigation, so make sure you're keeping an eye. He's like, I got this, don't worry. He's like, okay.
Asuka's like, what should I do? Watch out for the wild eagle in the sky. Yeah.
Also,
wait,
Kelly was watching the Lovemos episode with me, and she fucking loved Lovemos.
Yeah.
Look how cute it is! It's a cute little robot! I was like, yeah. So you could hear it laughing evilly in a robotic voice. No, it was pretty cool. So then so then we get Asuka transforming into Dyna, but he actually goes Dyna! He yells it out.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Alright, Asuka, that's 2 times you've done it.
2 times. And so he starts fighting it, but it just has so much firepower. It's just so fucking hard.
Well,
so
yeah, because it's a creative design. It's using all the mechs at TPC's disposal.
Yeah, so it's basically a TPC robotic weapon.
Ryo and I believe it was Kardia that went to the Saturn moon, and they bring back the instrument.
Yeah, they picked up the instrument, which then they decided, oh, we need to use it to bring him back, and it's like, what? So then they're all like, Mai, you're the one who can do this. You love Lovemos more than anyone. So if you put your heart into it, you can bring it back. And so she's like, okay. So she starts playing the song in the instrument, and then I guess it reverses it. Yeah.
Because Lovemos earlier was like, why'd you do it? Because the song told me to. Don't you hear it? No.
No, we just hear like the winds of Savannah. So then they revert him back to Love Most, which then Love Most feels like absolutely terrible that he was like bad. So he like asks Dyna to destroy him, and then Dyna just we get another.
No.
He's like, no, I'm not gonna kill you. And like you see my like, thank you, Dyna.
We're just gonna send you back to Saturn.
Yeah. And
That,
then
like,
we get more Hanajiro just being like, meh.
yeah, Hanjiro ends the episode by just meowing and looking at the keyboard.
Yep. Like, meh. So yes, this is a fun episode. I like Love Most. He was cool.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because in reality, a lot of people were upset that the Mars rover actually died up on Mars because of low battery.
Oh, I remember that. That was so sad.
Yeah, and, like everyone was like so upset by this. I'm like, for a Mars rover.
Oh yeah, you're right. This Love Most thing, $50. It's 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's such a waste of money.
Come on, Bandai. Where's my SH Figuarts Love Most?
Where's my drink?
Where's my Figuart? What Figuart? My Figuart?
Figuarts Love Most?
Yeah. But you didn't mention how am I supposed to enjoy my collection without Figuarts Love Most? Don't you ever think about the customer?
This one's on the house. Just a bootleg.
No, it's just the vinyl.
Yeah, so we got some pretty good. We got some okay episodes of Ultra 7, but 2 really solid episodes of Dyna.
So Dyna, keep this going, man.
Yeah, no, Dyna's still like succeeding. Ultra 7, and we're understanding now why the ratings were low for the rest of its airing.
Yeah.
Why is this the best, most influential show in Ultraman again?
Reruns.
And the targeted town, apparently.
Targeted town. And
that
the
was a
band
good
episode.
Band episode, yeah.
Apparently episode 35 and 36 of Dyna are really good. Apparently it's a two-parter.
Ooh.
Featuring the old cast.
Alright, so next week we're going to be doing 1 episode of Dyna then.
No, we're doing 2 episodes of Dyna. 33 and 34.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because you said 35 and 36. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's it for this episode of Ultraranger. Green Kaiju suck.
Green Kaijus do suck.
Yeah. Alright, until next time, schwa for now.
Schwa for now, everyone.